Okay, so you see, I told you right, the budget is an interesting day, which is also Valentine's Day lah. So happy Valentine's to everybody. I got two Valentine. One is my daughter and one is my wife. My mother also lah, but my mother I leave it to my father. Okay. Okay. So today's budget if you join my Telegram group right, I actually send in a lot of info lah. So the first hand information that my company have given me, I also share with you all. All the important things I also share with you all. So there's two major parts to this thing lah. But the first thing that I want to talk about right is the stamp duty. Okay, so if you realize right, there is a increase in the stamp duty. Okay, let me open it up first. Okay, so there's two increase in stamp duty. Okay, I say two because there's a non-residential property, which is your industrial commercial property. Your industrial commercial property, right? Anything more than $1 million, which is 1 million to 1.5 million, will increase another 1%. Then another 1.5 million and above will increase another 1%, which is 5%. Okay. Then for the residential one, okay, instead of the 4% above 1 million, right? Now if it's above 1.5 million, you gotta add one more percent. If it's above 3 million, you gotta add another 1%. Okay. Is it a lot of money? Frankly speaking, it's not lah. It's not a lot of money because it's the amount after 1.5 million, means it's like 1.6 million minus 1.5 million, which is 100,000 times 1% more, which is only $1,000 lah. Okay lah, not that I'm rich, but please we have to be very rational here. Okay, don't try to be a hater. Don't try to be like I hate the government and whatsoever. Okay, we need to be very realistic and rational here. Okay, that's the purpose of this channel. Okay, guys, it's not a lot of money, but this amount of money, right, will actually help the next budget. It will actually help the government to have more money to go and give to the low income, to give to those support here, support there, support this package, support that package. Okay, and also with this amount, it tax the rich. So I think everybody knows lah that we have this news that is in the market that a lot of foreigners are coming to Singapore, a lot of rich foreigners are coming to Singapore, and they will buy their big cars, big house and whatsoever. So by doing this, the government will tax them. Isn't it good? Tax already and give the lower income one, you know? That's how budget works, right? So is this a cooling measure? I don't think so lah. Okay? Okay, wait. When I say I don't think so, right, I mean that I don't think the impact of this thing is very big. Okay, so if you ask me, is this enough to be a cooling measure? I think that it's not enough to be a cooling measure. It's just ways that the government have come up with to increase the funding so that the budget 2024 will be better, so that budget 2025 will have more money. So I think it's fair lah, you know. I mean, isn't it what people keep saying, like tax the rich to give more support to the lower income? I think it's a fair thing lah, and the tax is not very big, but good enough. Okay, so this is one important part lah, but the next important part which I feel that I should talk about, right, before I go to the third part. Okay, actually there's another middle part which is a very small part, but I feel that I should talk about, which is the government is going to provide support for first timer family with more urgent housing needs. Okay, HDB will introduce a new subcategory for first timer comprising family with children and young married couple aged 40-year-old and below buying their first house. This is for BTOs. Okay, so this group of people, if you have a kid or you are a young married couple that never buy house before below 40 years old, there's a subcategory to prioritize you so that you receive additional ballot chance. I think this is very good. Okay, why do I say so? Okay, because now ballot also a little bit like heng sui lah. But I realized that some of these ballot chance are given to second timer, and second timer pay levy. I feel that it's a little bit, I don't know. Even though yes, correct, you should say that but they heng they ballot and they got it the second timer, so you cannot say that the second timer is not fair for the second timer to do it, to buy a BTO a second time. But the thing is, the first timer need it more than the second timer. This is what I feel. So
the second timer already have house ma. Instead of paying levy, he can go to the resale market also, he can go to private condo or whatever. So shouldn't you give to the people that need the house? It's like when you go and if you buy EC, new EC, okay, we talk about new launch EC, if you realize the second timer actually have this quota of, I think I forget already, I just nice it slipped my mind, I thought it was 30 or 70% quota. So when they hit the quota, I think it's 30%. When they hit the quota, right, then they have to stop buying. Only the first timer can buy. 30 or 70. Okay, sorry, it slipped my mind, okay, because the last EC launch already very long ago. So that is something that protects the first timer. So when the second timer hit a certain quota, they cannot buy. Only the first timer can buy. I think such system is fair and it helps the first timer. So now they're going to give more chance to first timer. And if you got baby, you got kids, or you are young couple below age 40-year-old and below buying their first house, I think it's good that the government realize it and give additional ballot chance to these people. The next thing that I'm very happy, okay, and very touched about it lah, because I tell you that I know customers and I know some of my relatives that need this, okay, need this young family, my cousins, they need this. Okay, so for grants, right, for the CPF housing grant for resale, instead of your normal 50,000, it goes up to 80,000 for 2 to 4 bedroom unit. 5 room or larger, from 40,000 it went up to 50,000. This is for family. Okay, so if you buy the smaller unit, 2 room to 4 room, the grant increased from 50,000 to 80,000. That's 30,000, guys. 30,000 is a lot of money for the first time buyers. And then for 5 room and larger, maybe you rich lah, you can buy 5 room and larger, so they only increase 10,000 lah. Fair enough, it helps the people below, okay? Then if you are on a single scheme, okay, single scheme sometimes is because your spouse is foreigner and all these things lah, or your spouse is PR, then you'll be on single scheme. Single schemes, from 25,000 for 2 to 4 bedrooms, it goes up to 2 to 4 room flat, it goes up to 40,000. Then from 20,000 it will go up to 25,000 for 5 room or larger. I have to say that this is very good lah. I mean, of course the government will tell you like, oh, okay, the total grant amount has increased to up to 190,000, up to 95,000. Put it aside lah, because the EHG and all this is really for the low income. You know, if your income too high, you also cannot get EHG ma. But this increment of this 30,000, 10,000, 15,000, 5,000 is really going to help this first timer to get their house. So were this, I think the number one question that a lot of Asians will try to create, or a lot of HDB seller will try to create, is that, wow, now the grant increase, does it mean that the first timer got more money to buy my house, so I can increase the price? Wow, all the evil thoughts also come. Then people will tell you, wow, HDB market will increase because the government give you more money to buy. I disagree. Okay, I have to tell you, I disagree. Please don't have all these evil thoughts. Like the government is doing here to help the first timer. Then you're there trying to create a hype up. I don't know how you make it, but I feel that to see this in a realistic mode, right? Why do I say no? I have to explain to you. The reason is because grant is given in CPF amount. Grant is given in CPF amount, and CPF amount can only cover up to valuation. It doesn't cover up the COV. So if you as a HDB seller try to sell more expensive, it doesn't really give the buyer more money to buy your house, because they are taking a grant. Grant cannot pay for COV. Grant is only paying for valuation, down payment. So if the government is not going to grant you a higher valuation and there's a COV amount of 30,000-40,000, these people still have to fork up a 30,000-40,000 cash over value. So it's not going to hype up the market. It's just going to help these people to buy their first HDB flat, to pay for the down payment. And if you forget about it, right, the last time from HDB loan from 90% down payment to 85% down payment, 90% loan to 85% max loan, and now it's 80% max loan. Now the government is giving a 20,000-30,000 top up. It's actually trying to cover that loan amount difference that helps the first timer, I think it's fair because it doesn't give them more money to pay extra COV to those units that want high COV. I don't know if you all understand. Sometimes I'm too technical. I try my best to explain. But I think this is fair and this is good. Okay, as long as the unit is selling at value, okay, this grant amount will help them. If this unit is selling cash over value very high, these people will still not be able to afford even with the increase of grant amount. So I don't think today's impact is very big, like, oh, is it a cooling measure? Oh, is it going to affect the property market? I frankly don't think so, but I think it's a good move by the government to show Singaporeans that they are going to help the young couples. They are going to help the first-time buyers that cannot wait for their BTO flats. Because if you cannot wait for your BTO flats, you will take this grant amount to go and buy a resale flat. Okay, if you can wait for your BTO flat, then you will think twice. You will feel that there is extra chance since I'm a first timer, I will go for BTO, I won't go to the resale market. So it gives a double option to people that need a house now or need a house later, instead of just supporting one. But the majority concept is to help first timer, which I think this is very, very important. Okay, so thank you for watching today's episode. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and remember to help the people in need. Okay, the people in the war and the people in the earthquake. Okay, I thought 2023 will be a better year, hoping that the war will end. It doesn't seem like it, and now we have the earthquake. So be grateful, be less demanding, okay, be nicer, and give more love to your family members and everyone around the world. Thank you and bye bye.